In honor of the 5th anniversary of the Paris Agreement to fight climate change, the China Current presents a special 3-part conversation with Mary Robinson, Chair of the Elders. I'm James Chau, and I speak with the former President of Ireland and former UN Human Rights Commissioner about the climate justice she envisions for us all and the global solutions to a global problem. We live in a time when priorities are rapidly shifting, but with or without COVID-19, our planet needs saving now. Mary Robinson, welcome to the China Current. The Elders, of which you are the chair, have called on world leaders to strengthen, defend and realise the beautiful potential of the multilateral system, but also to put an end to the crisis that we now face in climate change, in nuclear conflict, and also, of course, COVID-19.
Thank you, James. It's great to see you again. And I think on climate change, defending the multilateral system means that governments have to demonstrate that they fully back the Paris Climate Agreement and align with it. So if China is to truly align with the goals of the Paris Agreement, this would mean committing to peak CO2 emissions in a plateau sense over the next few years, and then commit to a meaningful decline in emissions by 2030, and then, frankly, no more new coal from 2020 and the phasing out of existing coal by 2040. And we know that that's not actually happening at the moment. China has quite a coal overcapacity, so there's a danger there of stranded assets in the future. But what we need is shovel-ready renewable projects. And I really do feel that President Xi's recent pledge on carbon neutrality before 2060 is very, very welcome, but it is incompatible with a boom in coal over the next few years. And therefore, there has to be a shift to renewable energy.
You've used your life to speak compellingly about the consequences of inaction on climate change. How's that going to change, if at all, now that we have COVID-19 and the global agenda has shifted because of that?
Yes, COVID-19 has been a terrible tragedy for millions of people around the world, young and old. It's devastating, but it's also brought people and nations together. And because China, was the first to have the COVID and has come out of it so well, and much earlier than others, I think China has an opportunity to lead by example in its post-COVID recovery towards renewables and away from carbon-intensive projects. And that leadership will have an inspiration impact on other countries. I was in Japan about a year ago, and I think in about October last year, there was no sign of Japan moving against coal. I was quite depressed to see, how rooted in coal it was, and how difficult it would be. So to have that commitment made by the new Prime Minister, is setting, and I think it was incentivized by what President Xi said. President Xi's commitment that surprised everyone at UNGA. I don't think anybody knew he was going to do that, and it kind of lifted people. Yes.
You know China very well. You've worked with and for its people over many years and in your different capacities. It's a country of 1.4 billion people, so it's an unusual position with regards to climate change. It has the most to lose, on paper at least, if we irretrievably destroy our shared planet. But at the same time as it moves to the center of foreign affairs, it has a different role to play. What would you say it could do next?
It's always good to have that potential of opening doors to a great country that I have a surprising fondness for, because I met so many fantastic Chinese people and they really affected me. So it always excites me to have an opportunity to get engaged with China. And again, I come back to President Xi's announcement at the UN on carbon neutrality before 2060. That showed leadership, and it does and has deserved praise. We now need China to follow up on its pledge to announce a more ambitious nationally determined contribution I also understand that China's preparing its 14th five-year plan. That'll be from 2021 to 25. And the hope is this will follow a really good leadership green development path. I'm aware that this is very transformative, but China's leading on solar, it's leading on wind. It has the technologies the world will need when we want to retrofit. It has the technology.
Join us on the China Current for this three-part video with Mary Robinson on consigning fossil fuels to history and ensuring that the commitments made under the Paris Agreement are achieved by all, for all. You can also hear the whole conversation on the China Current on your preferred podcast provider. I'm James Chau. Thank you.